2, 1. Hey, it's Jeremy broadcasting live. We're here. We're still doing this thing. We're almost done for today, but, it's not an official South by Southwest until we get to hang out with old school members of the Buzz family. Sir Sly is here. Hello, guys.
Hello. We love the Buzz.
I mean, we're talking like old school. How long ago was it? The first time that I interviewed you?
The first time that you played us on the radio.
Yeah, when was that?
When
was it?
2013.
Yeah. So
We're-
6 years. 6 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is insane to think it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
A lot's happened in the last 6 years.
Man.
Should we just go through it chronologically
Yeah,
right now? Just
one
be like,
by
okay,
one.
can we name all the things that's going on?
Wow. We've all grown quite a bit as people. We've changed, but we're
2
we're
marriages,
together.
1 divorce.
Yeah.
We're
like,
Life.
man.
Life has happened.
2 albums, a
Yeah.
3rd fully recorded,
A number
Yeah.
1. I mean, you've got
Yeah.
lots of things.
a
that
number
have happened.
3.
Number 1 and number 3.
Yeah, don't forget that number 3. Come on.
Sure, there's number 12 in there somewhere too.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
at some
probably
point.
25.
I think there's a
think.
number 20 something.
Five,
Yeah.
if we're counting.
Do you know? Okay, so this is totally random, but we're friends, so I always talk about this. The one time I saw Sugar Ray, remember the band Sugar Ray?
Okay,
Love Sugar Ray.
of course.
They came through Kansas City a couple years ago, and before every song, Mark McGrath would be like, "Hey, you might remember this song. It went all the way to number 32 on the charts. Here's blah blah blah."
that's so
Every song. I think they had one number 1 hit. I think
I
that
thought you were
was
going to say they
Fly.
played a whole set of Sir Sly covers.
That would have been awesome too. But I was like, maybe we could get to that point now with you guys. If you have a 3 and a 12 and a 1, maybe you
just
should pull the
start
Mark
calling it out.
McGrath.
Yeah, what do we have? A 23,
25 or
Yeah,
23.
25, a 3, and a 1 so far.
I think it only
There you
deserves
go.
mention if it's 1. It's either 1 or... Oh yeah,
If
that
you
song
ain't
did
first, you
fine,
last.
right?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to since I saw you last? It really wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Well, we went back home after tour. We
Mhm.
finished recording album 3
Nice.
and just got that all cleaned up and ready to be sent off to mixing. This will be the first album that Jason doesn't mix.
Oh.
So we're kind of giving up control over to somebody else.
How's that feel?
It's kind of nice. I think like as we've gotten comfortable in the studio more and more, and we put a lot of energy into writing, and I think we're all really attached to these songs. It feels good to have some kind of outside input, somewhere to send them off to, so we can all get them back and feel like we have a fresh listen of the music. There's some point where you like get so close to the music that it's a little bit impossible to be able to see it from a different perspective. So I think just getting a fresh pair of ears and somebody else to interpret what we did and then to hear it back would be nice. We were all talking about it today though. We're like, we hope he doesn't change it too much. Like fresh ears would be nice, but not too fresh.
Maybe leave
Yeah.
some of it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still Sir Sly. It's a Sir Sly record, so it's got to feel good
Yeah.
to, get that out, ready for it to be done.
Yeah, I think it's. I think we've been like asking ourselves a lot of questions about it and thinking about like how to present ourselves or like what we want to talk about or really what the energy behind it is, and then thinking of like an album title and kind of trying to identify what the general theme is and that kind of stuff. And I think it's fun to like be able to look back in retrospect and see that we are really proud of it, and to listen to it all start to finish and feel really proud of the album, and to think that we pushed ourselves to make something very us, but at the same time still progressing. Like people have asked, like, I hope it's more like album 1. And you're like,
Would you just write gold again,
like,
please?
I hope it's not. Like that's not the fun in music. The fun
Right.
in music is constantly pushing, and like making art for a living is an amazing thing, and it becomes a terrible thing when you become too self-referential to what you've already done and resting on your laurels in that kind of way, doing what already worked. It's like you're bound to be really unhappy with yourself if you stay that way. I'm bound to be really unhappy with myself if I stay that way. So it was nice. I think album 2 I found more of my lyrical voice and like how I want to say things and what kinds of things I want to write about. Album 3 I wrote some love songs and got sober here like 105 days ago.
Nice.
And wrote a little bit about that kind of stuff and having some hope for the future. And I think we did a great job.
Awesome.
I think it's a great record.
I think that's what makes music great, is when you can like put yourself in those situations. It's just about life. I mean, you're just going to live your life, and using that into your art is going to resonate with so many other people because they've been through some of these situations.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you guys are really good with anyway. All of your songs, whether it's the first album that you don't want to do again or whatever, I think people can really relate
Yeah.
to your messages. And
I
think
love
it's
both
gonna be
of those.
awesome.
I love both the albums. It's like, picking a favorite kid.
Yeah.
It's like every parent has a favorite kid.
I was not my parents' favorite kid. I'll just tell you that right now.
It's impossible not to have a favorite kid. I don't have kids, so I can't say that for sure, but there's a favorite kid.
Oh, yeah, there always is.
Or you like certain things about one of your kids more than others. It's like I had 3 siblings. I know that my mom did not like there were things about parenting me that were more difficult than parenting my older brother or my younger siblings. I was her favorite for certain reasons. Album 1 is my favorite album for certain reasons. Album 2 is my favorite album for certain reasons. Like you have different favorites.
Yeah.
But third record's my favorite. Because it's the newest.
the newest, the new
It's
baby.
my current favorite.
It's the new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Album 2 will start acting up because it'll get jealous, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And then album
Yeah.
1 is just like gonna go.
They'll start hoarding
doing
snacks in
things.
its room.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to deal with those growing pains
Yeah.
as you deal with the new album.
Yeah.
So when is there a date? When are we gonna start hearing new stuff from you guys? Did you say yet?
Late spring, early summer, probably you'll start hearing stuff. I think we wanted to be able to release the record by June, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it'll likely be like September. We'll just kind of like wind our way there.
Nice.
Yeah, I think this is... Is it 10 songs? Again?
I don't know.
We haven't really solidified.
We
the
haven't
track list
solidified it. We ended up demoing and recording like somewhere around 40, which a lot of those were bad. And then there's probably 15 that got like kind of in
Real
position,
consideration.
yeah, in real consideration. And then that list is down to like more like 13. And then now like I think I've been listening to a version with like 10.
Yeah.
But there's like 13 that are like
we have a consistent... I wouldn't call it a problem, but like slow songs are kind of my wheelhouse. Like I could write about 1 million slow songs, but a bunch of slow songs do not make for a great album necessarily. Every once in a while, maybe you get like a C change or something, but then you keep on doing that kind of thing and it wears itself out a little bit. So we've always joked about releasing like a compilation for like Record Store Day or something called like
nice.
Slow Songs that didn't make the first 3 albums.
There you go.
Because there's
a
always
lot of
like
good
3
ones.
or 4 slow songs. They're like, oh, this is really good, but even if we made the best version of the song, it still doesn't belong on the album. So I think we have like 3 slow songs that won't make this album that I love so much, but they gotta get the boot.
Again, it's like your favorite kid,
Yeah.
but now in song form.
They're my least favorite kids. those are my accidental kids.
Yeah, that happens. We were talking to Sir Sly live from my hotel room at South by Southwest. So you guys just got here, and you're only doing one show.
Yeah,
One show.
One show.
In
One
and
show
out.
only. Yeah.
The triumphant
That's easy.
return of Sir
Yeah.
Sly.
I know.
What a show.
When you've done 2 South Bys, I do feel it feels very nice to be able to just come back and just dip your toe in the water
Yeah.
and go, I remember when I was doing that, and I'm not currently doing that.
It's been 5 years since we've been in South
Yeah.
by, and it's just the same as we left. Actually, it feels a little less corporate.
Yes, it is.
Um,
It definitely is.
It feels a little less corporate, but we're also like, we're not staying in the city, and we got in really late last night and just fell right asleep. Woke up this morning. I made my hotel bed. I've been making my bed every morning. I made the hotel bed, which is an
Good
insane
boy.
thing to do. Meditated, went and did some sound check. It's been a while since we played, and but it felt really nice. Muscle memory kicked right in after a few accidents, and yeah, I think it's gonna be it's like I'm looking forward to playing a show for the first time in a long time. So
Awesome.
yeah.
And I mean, speaking of making hotel beds, I made both of these today.
Really?
Good
I,
job.
I mean,
You did better than I did.
I've had like 22 people on that bed today, so it looks
Yeah,
okay.
wow.
It looks all right, but I'm with
Wow.
you.
Do
Do you
It
sleep
does
on
feel
this
weird.
one or that one?
The one that you are sitting on is
What?
my bed.
Wow.
That
With
is
that
the
everyone
honest-
sits on. You don't
Everyone.
even choose that one.
No,
No?
I gave
Fair
this
enough.
one up to my friend so
Good.
she could have a clean
A
bed.
clean bed. That's
Wow.
Because I'm a nice person.
you're a woman of the people.
I'm a nice,
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
person. I am too goddamn nice,
Yeah.
really, is what it comes down to. Talking to Sir Sly. So after South by, you guys go back to the studio and finish up everything, or are you now hands off on the new record?
I I think we'll honestly we'll probably start working on
We're like 99% done. I think we
Yeah.
have like one hour of just like
just these
cleaning
little
up like
tiny things to do.
one little
Yeah.
nitpicky stuff, and then we're done.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then like
Send it off
album
and
4.
excitedly wait. I don't think we're ready to start.
No, I was kidding.
I
But
think-
like
I
we're
think
writing
that-
with other people a little bit. We're like trying that.
Yeah.
We're yeah, we have just like we have a
Working
bunch
on
of
all the
projects
art.
on the art and music videos and liner notes that we're gonna get into. Like that'll probably take up most. That tends to be a really actually like kind of underestimatedly busy like next couple months. Where like, cause I think that just we sort of started that around album 2, doing the like Landon handles most of the art and is like heavily involved in the music videos, and like I like to do some of the writing stuff. Like Jason will pitch in like whether with like everything design. Like it kind of became something that felt very nice to control. And so I think we just like we'll probably do it again, at least in parts. And so that'll kind of be the next couple months. And
I'm putting this into the universe. We're going for Grammy for best album packaging.
yeah,
Ooh.
best album packaging.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
I
The
like
music's
that.
really unimportant at this point in
Yeah.
time. Kind of conquered that.
Yeah.
Made probably the best record on the planet last time around. So.
Well, and, I
The
mean,
music's pretty unimportant, and I think really it's like
Yeah.
the great white whale here now is album packaging Grammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
does
gonna be
anyone really care about the Grammys though? I mean, in
Album
for
packaging?
for
Yeah.
album packaging,
That's
but
the
like the music
pinnacle
packaging,
of-
obviously, like
I mean,
If
album
if
packaging
album
is,
4 gets to come out and we get to put Grammy award winning for best album packaging for our last record,
It's so
that's
good.
all I really care
Yeah.
about. At this
Oh my
point.
gosh.
here's
Yeah.
what we need to do though. You have to take me with you. If this happens,
Yeah.
if this
Yeah.
does become a new thing, I better be getting that phone call when you get nominated that says, Jeremy, you're going to
Only
the
if
Grammys.
you
My
can-
mom is gonna be pissed if I. You do not know. She might call you. You're gonna have to talk this out with my mom. If
I'll
you
be your
can
mom's
convince my
date.
mom, there you go. There
I'll
you
be
go.
your mom's +1. Can I be your mom's +1,
Yeah,
please?
yeah.
If we're going to the Grammys,
To celebrate
I am
our
your
best
mom's
album
+1.
packaging.
Yes,
and- yeah.
yes. I'm never going to get to go to the Grammys ever, so I'm just saying I'm going to use your coattails for best packaging
That's fair enough.
to get to go.
The buzz
Yeah, I
is
don't know
earned
if
that.
anybody still cares
Yeah.
about the Grammys. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people were really upset, have
Mhm.
been really upset with awards shows, and I mean, the only Grammy I remember ever being like stoked on was when Arcade Fire won Best Album,
Yes.
and I was and then afterwards somebody was like, "Who the hell is Arcade Fries?"
Arcade Fries, I remember that.
And I was
That
like,
a
"That's
thing.
the best."
That Tumblr, like when they
Yeah.
did all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still care about it a little. If I'm like being honest, I just find it interesting. I think that I would love to be like I wish there was like more alternative music stuff
Right.
or like rock music stuff. I guess, but I still am like vaguely interested. I didn't watch it this year, I guess, but sometimes it does seem to indicate to me like oh, I hadn't like checked out that record, but it's
Right.
getting like a lot of. But then like
Yeah, you care and you don't care.
Yeah.
I think I always
Yeah.
get more excited if I see like people I know who have been nominated.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
always
definitely.
great. Yeah, like exactly. If you see something, I'm like, oh, I'm like so excited for them. That's such a milestone. But then I'm
Right.
like, oh, like Greta Van Fleet. Well, like I don't know. I don't get like
Right.
that's fine. That's good for them.
No,
I
I'll
guess,
just
like,
go ahead and straight
yeah.
up say that band's bad.
We don't play them, so you're good. You're fine. You're fine.
I don't ever do that. I don't ever say stuff like that. But it's like Led Zeppelin already happened, and I know
Yeah.
You know what? That was mean. I take it back. I take it back.
So that's
Full
now out the
180.
universe.
You actually
with the
like
Grammys.
Greta
Yeah, you know what? That was the most negative thing I've done in like 2 weeks. That was a lame thing to do.
Well, now that Grammy's never going to happen because
Yeah.
you just like crossed out all that good karma that you had.
Yeah, what an asshole.
Yeah.
All right, on that time, you have to get off my bed now. I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done with you.
I'm sorry.
I did read that Pitchfork review though and laughed the whole time.
Pitchfork review is devastating.
It was so savage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for taking the time out of your super busy South by.
Can we end with something slightly more positive than what just happened?
What would you like to end with? You can take this
Do
wherever
you have
you
like
want.
one more question for us that can
Yeah,
make us
just like
stop
a
up?
wild
I didn't have any questions for you to go
To-
like
Okay.
to start with.
To start with.
You know, I feel like a hypocrite saying something like this, but it's like, the biggest lesson I've learned recently is like, be connected with other people. Don't talk crap. I just learned that lesson.
It's 30 seconds
Again,
ago.
30 seconds ago. Connect with other people. If you're feeling lonely or isolated, it turns out that other people like hearing from you. So
True.
try that.
Very,
Instead
very
of texting, call somebody. It's
Mhm.
old fashioned and it works.
I hate texting. I hate it so much.
It's the worst.
I'm with you on that one. I'm also weird and don't like phone calls though. Like I hate to call and order pizza. It gives me anxiety. Because I have to talk to someone I don't know.
Oh, I used to ignore calls all the time. I'd be like, oh, I'm just too busy. I have to be somewhere in 2 hours. I can't answer this.
But
Now, if somebody calls me, I'll pick up if I have like 5 minutes to chat. And then
Mhm.
when my 5 minutes is up, I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I'm about to hop on a plane.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, cool, thanks. It's great to talk to you. I'm like, yeah, for sure. I mean, I talk to my dad like 3 times a week on the phone these days.
Mhm.
I used to ignore my family's phone calls. So
We'll
try
get
it.
there.
Try
We'll
it.
get
It
there.
works.
Yeah. People need to look up from their phones and engage with each other.
Yeah.
That's the positive thing to put into the world right now.
Good.
Perfect.
I like that.
Good way to end it.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Have a
As
fantastic
always.
show, and then come see me when the new album comes out.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Sir Sly on the bus.